Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Kelly. Welcome to Being the Change. I'm going to get started by reciting my inspiration. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, which most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. I'd like to say welcome back to everybody who's been on this road with me, and welcome to everybody who's been watching me, or welcome to everyone who's watching me for the first time, and thank you. I've been doing a video once a week, every week since 2019, and I am continuing. So if you are watching this on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. These are put out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram TV, and I appreciate everybody watching and following me on this journey. Last week, I talked about what makes me an alcoholic, and for anybody who didn't get a chance to watch that, I invite you to go back and watch my video or videos, and it'll kind of give you a history of me and my life. And last week I was talking about what makes me an alcoholic, and it's taken me 30 years, well 29 years actually, to be able to start speaking out loud about this. It's taken me 29 years of recovery to be able to own every single part of myself and accept that and be okay with it. And I'm still a work in progress. Last week when I told you guys, I went to 2 rehabs by the time I was 18 years old. And after I left my second rehab, I was an adult and I was 18. And I ended up in a halfway house after that. So I was in inpatient treatment for 4 months. And I told you guys last week I didn't need detox. I don't know if I needed detox or not. I didn't go. I went through withdrawal on my own, which is not something I suggest or recommend. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, and I wasn't aware of this for a long time. You can die from alcohol withdrawal. It is very serious not to do it on your own, and you can get the DTs and you can have a seizure and die. So it is not suggested to try and do this on your own. And I think that's the biggest lesson that I have learned throughout my life, is to not do things on my own and not to suffer in silence. And there's a lot of things that I always felt were shameful. And last year in my resolution, I said I broke up with fear, I broke up with shame, and I broke up with guilt. And these things that I thought that were the worst things about myself are my biggest gifts. I first had to address them and heal from them. And as I've been able to do that, I am now able to go back and talk about it. And my alcoholism was one of the worst things at the time that I thought could have ever happened to me. The only way for me is complete abstinence from drugs and alcohol. And I have to tell you guys, I thought that was going to be a boring, horrible, unfulfilling life, and it has turned out to be quite the opposite. So every time I think something is going to be horrific and awful, it ends up being a million times better than I ever thought it could be. So once I was able to address that and start to heal from that, you know, to be able to share that with all of you now and have anybody come back and tell me what I did or who I did it to, I have accepted that and I am okay with that, and I am not denying any of it. But what I did totally, completely disregard, when I was talking last week about drugs and alcohol, really what that said about me, besides I have the disease of addiction, is that I had no respect for myself or anybody else. And I was willing to put my own life in jeopardy and other people's. And I could not even concept that at the time. My behavior looked like I didn't care about anyone or anything. And you know what? At the time, I wasn't capable of caring about anyone or anything. So that is not who I am anymore. And I was able to go back and address all that. And I had to get extensive help for that. And I still am receiving help for that. And that has been through the grace of God and everybody who's been put into my life. So speaking about the unspeakable is something that I feel like I am meant to do. So I am trying to show people there is hope and there's better on the other side. And we are all survivors of something. And whatever you have survived, I know for me is my biggest gift. And going back and helping others get through it is part of that. So that is part of being the change that I want to see. And I need help from everybody. I can't do this life alone. I don't want to. And thank you for everyone who's tuning in and watching. And stay tuned. I'll see you all next week.